What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Dive Addiction? Yep, that's right. Today, we're gonna be sinking this sweet airplane at Todd Scuba Center in the North Quarry. So sit back and enjoy the ride.
Let's go diving!
Hell yeah.
That would be hilarious.
So we're up here today, just checking out everything. We're gonna be sinking the airplane tomorrow. So he had some questions he wanted to ask me for our collaboration on both of our channels.
Roger that.
So this is the Mighty TA. Sorry, interrupted
Mighty
you.
TA, restoring and restoration tips for a 1979 Trans Am, pretty much anything car related.
Or how to stretch out a project to be a life event.
You're gonna go scuba diving in that water without your scuba gear. Keep it up. So, did have some questions, you know, like what kind of fish is that?
That's a bluegill. We can see some of the fish right here. Visibility's pretty, actually not today.
Pretty good, pretty good. So, what is this place?
So where we're standing today used to be an old gravel mine, and it's now a dive center. So they threw stuff in here for us to go see and play through. I can tell you right there is it's like a big culvert pipe that it's kind of tight getting through, but they have like a line that runs through it so you can pull your way through in case you get stuck. Because when you try and frog kick, you can move your feet about that much. That's about it. Right over here is a semi cab for cab over. There is a short bus standing up. There's some trailer thingy. I don't know what the hell it is. And then there's a school bus laying on its side over there. And then you go down that which way, just a little bit farther. There is another boat. Somewhere there's a Crown Vic in there. I don't know what cop got drunk over here at the Pickaway County Sheriff's Department and drove that in there, but there is a Crown Vic in here. Yeah, I mean, a few other boats and stuff. And
How deep is the Crown Vic?
I don't know. I've never found a Crown Vic. I heard
it's in here.
I know it's in there. I just haven't seen it yet. It's not there. On this quarry on the north side, there isn't really a line to everything. On the other quarry, the south quarry, there is a line to everything.
What is the deepest point in this pond? Or is this called a pond? Or
This is a lake.
This is a lake?
20 feet.
The deepest
21.
point is 20 feet deep.
Yep. 21 feet. And
So basically any novice diver could dive all the way to the bottom of this one.
Yep. So technically, at any point in time in a dive here, you can come straight to the surface because this is technically, the entire dive is a safety stop because you can't go below safety stop depth here unless you bring a shovel with you. Wouldn't recommend it. A little bit money.
Really want to see that airplane.
Slap right into that
Slide
water.
into the water. So we know there's a truck, a trailer, a cop car, bus, now a plane. Is there already a plane in here?
In this north quarry, no, there's not a plane at this time. In the south quarry, there's a Cessna and there's another airplane that kind of almost looks like the one we're getting ready to put in this one.
Is that the G5?
No, that's a Gilboa.
I watch your videos all the time as I'm a fan.
Appreciate it, appreciate it.
Do you watch mine?
Nope, never seen one. Yeah, you have. Hey, you told on me. I love his channel. The guy's great. If you haven't checked out his channel, The Mighty TA, go over, check it out, smash that like button, subscribe, hit the little bell notification because he uploads once in a while occasionally.
I got more subs than he do. We'll have a race. First one to 500 wins.
I'm never hitting 500.
You'll hit 500. You just got to know how to
buy subs.
Shut up! You're gonna get me demonetized. Hey,
You
even
gonna
though I
go-
ain't monetized yet.
You gonna buy subs?
No. I mean, from Subway. I like subs. Kind of fat. My belly. There's gonna be so many outtakes on this.
You gonna make a blooper reel? I'm making one every now and again.
Yeah, I should. I haven't really got any bloopers till now. I don't really do this kind of shit just in the water.
How hard is it to prep something that? What the hell was that?
I don't know. Ask you a question.
Your questions, you wrote them.
Oh yeah, and I did write the questions for you to
I
ask
was just
me.
going to be like winging it. That's how my show is. Unscripted. Mighty TA is always unscripted. Something breaks, something breaks. We don't plan for daggum thing. So anyway, how difficult is it to prep something to be sunk?
That really depends. The bus was a lot more difficult than we thought it was going to be. The one that we sank up at Gilboa, that took all day to do it. So we're not really planning on that airplane taking too long to shove off in here and sink. And
The airplane's already been obviously made marine life safe.
Yes.
So it's got no fluids, no liquids, no alcohols, no acids.
I mean, I don't know about alcohol. I mean, hey, sometimes we like to drink underwater. Well, you didn't know we could drink underwater?
I didn't know you can drink underwater. Can you drink
You can
underwater?
drink underwater.
Okay,
There's two ways of doing it. You can take the regulator
And
out of your
just
mouth and
drown.
just go. Or you can have a camel pack, or some people even do like little juicy boxes. You just pop it in there. Good to go. It's really hard to drink out of a bottle. So to drink out of a bottle, you kind of got to squeeze it a little bit and blow air into it. But it goes into the bottle, so it's good.
Have you ever eaten a spicy potato chip underwater?
I'd like to, but we'll see how it goes on land first.
Is sinking things like airplanes and cars, well, Roscoe driving it into the lake, is sinking objects pretty dangerous, or is it pretty commonplace?
It really depends on what you're doing and how you're doing it. So when you don't make a plan, you're planning to fail. So yes, it can be slightly dangerous to put things into water. Not just if you're in them, but if you are actually trying to position something and sink it on purpose, things can and will and do always go wrong. So the last thing we sank was a bus. It tried to go tail end up and smash some people while we were sinking it down, because air got released from one end faster than the other, because that actually is a lot harder to control.
Do you have like local fire and ambulance company here to supervise stuff like that? Or if somebody gets hurt, you got to load them in a car and take them somewhere.
Circleville ain't too far from here. The railroad tracks won't stop them from getting to here, I don't think. Actually, yes, they would. So we just make sure there ain't no train in Circleville before we try and do anything. Because if there's a train there, we're dead. Because fire ain't coming nowhere near us if there's a train in Circleville. And I am leaving that on the I'm leaving that on the video. So is it dangerous? Yes, it can be, but it's a mitigated risk. Yes, sinking things can be dangerous, but it's not, it doesn't have to be. So keep yourself out of places where you can get pinched, smashed, or squished. You know, keep your head on a swivel. Things can change instantly. Somebody let air out of one bag quicker than, you know, the other guy let air out of the bag. Now all of a sudden it wants to roll on you, and one end wants to be up and the other end wants to go down. It doesn't necessarily need to be dangerous, because like I said, you can mitigate that risk. And yeah, now if you're in it, like a guy tried to take a police cruiser in here without the engine and transmission and all that in it. It went in and it went over.
Turn turtle.
Yeah. So luckily, somebody told him, hey, you're not doing it unless you put on scuba gear, because he was going to do it without scuba gear. which would have been a fatal mistake because he was stuck in there for a little while. So
So the car bottomed out upside down? So the cop car in this lake is upside down?
I don't think it's upside down anymore. They had to get him out.
It had no windows in it, correct?
I have windows in it. We don't take windows out. We only take windows out of stuff we want to swim through.
That's why you put a cop car in there, so you can sit in the bottom of the car.
Well, you flip it back right side up and open the damn door. Look, you want to hang out in the back seat of a cop car, that's your own prerogative. You don't want to do that down here.
It would be for a funny photo.
Yeah.
With your scuba tanks on. Well, let's go back out and check out the other thing. And
Alright, so now we're getting ready to get the show started and get this plane into the water. I'm already in the plane, laying down, waiting for him to shove me off the back. I'm not gonna lie and say I wasn't nervous at this exact moment in time because I was definitely sweating it. Sitting here trying to get laid down and find something to hold on to because I don't know exactly what's gonna happen when this thing comes off. It might not look like it on video. That's actually quite a big drop. Alright, so here's the view from the inside as we slide on into the water. It's a lot smoother than I thought it would be into the water. I'm not even gonna lie. I also kind of figured it would start sinking as soon as it went into the water too, which, as you'll see, wasn't 100% the case, but it did go down pretty quick.
I thought planes sink!
Anything in this kayak? You want to take over this side? Out, camera out for us. I forgot he was getting it.
You can hear the air coming, or the water coming in.
Hey, Shane!
Yo!
You want me to pump it full holes?
That would be in it!
I'm sure he's a better shot than I am. There's two of them, I think. Joey and
I think I'm going down!
I heard that about you. He's got tow rope in there already. So while it's floating, if you want, hold out there. While it's floating, you take out the middle.
it's going.
Yeah, it's going, but
Hey,
somewhere
anybody
in
got
the
some
middle,
fizz?
you want to let it go down so it doesn't take the canoe with it, you think?
Yeah, I'll just push it.
Yeah, there you go. We got all the lift bags. They're grabbing bottles. It's going. That's right. Yeah. That's right too, because the wing is gone. That ass on the side.
Consider sitting in the middle instead of putting all the weight on one side.
Hey, I'm not carrying your tank that far.
Okay. I just need some fins, I'm good.
Where are they at?
In the boat.
Oh, okay.
In the boat or the canoe?
Years ago,
Oh.
they towed it down with somebody that dude started, just watch that, almost at the south for it and pushed it. And then he just cut the wheel and dropped him in the corner where the road lies off. He just cut the wheel. have an engine. So when it went in,
Oh,
no
we're
stick
sinking,
down,
boys.
hooked over on top, trapped in there.
We're sinking, boys.
We had to run a cable down to it, roll the thing over on wheels underwater, and then bust the window out. Yeah, Jeremy, I won't fit in there.
Yeah, well, push harder. Don't tell me how to do it.
Tell me how to live my life.
Hit and push. Shane, open the window so the water gets there.
There we go.
Alright, and right here you can hear me breathing off my regulators, making sure that everything's working, because we're getting ready to go under. And it's going to come quick. I'm sorry, the inside of the video, inside of the airplane wasn't the greatest. I realized that I still had air in my buoyancy control device at this exact moment, and it was trying to throw me up into the tail section. So I had to bail out.
Astro, no. What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that shit in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. Ay, what you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that shit in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. Let's just get this straight for a second. I'ma work, even if I don't get paid for progression. I'ma get it. Everything that I do is electric. I'ma keep it in motion, keep it moving like kinetic. Yeah. Put this shit in a frame, better know I don't blame everything that I say. Man, I seen you deflate. Let me elevate. This ain't a prank. Have you walking on a plane? Both hands together, God, let me pray. I been going right around, call that relay. Pass the baton, back in the mall, swimming in the pool, can't drink them all. Want a piece of this, a piece of mine, my piece of sign. Can you please read between the lines?
Alright, so I went over to the boat that we launched and grabbed my fins, and now we're coming down, getting ready to rig this bad boy up so we can back up to the surface. It's easier to let the plane sink and then lift it, move it to where we want it, and drop it again than it is to try and rig it to float right off the beginning. And you know I had to put my mark on this plane. I don't have any dive addiction stickers yet, so I improvised. Yeah, dude. It's nice being able to stick this Mighty TA sticker on the inside of this airplane where divers will see it. Hopefully go check out my buddy's channel. Alright, here we got Joey bringing down a cylinder and a lift bag. Ryan's up there already with the yellow lift bag. Rigging up this plane so we can lift her on up and start moving. Something so satisfying about watching a lift bag fill with air underwater. Yeah, bro. Now here's Joey over here, struggling a little bit. I think it might be his first time using a lift bag like this. Pretty big lift bag. Sometimes when you get a little bit of air up in them, they'll pinch on themselves. It's really hard to get that tube up into it. It really takes two hands. The trick if you're doing this by yourself is to pinch the bag, keep the tube in one hand, use both hands to pinch that bag. The aluminum 80 isn't very heavy underwater. You can hold it just by the tube. Pinch that bag and pull the bag open. The tube in your hand, crack that valve, fill her on up just like that. Looking for other rigging spots on the front because we need to get that front end up off the ground. Back end's already floating. This one really didn't take very many lift bags at all to get it all the way to the surface. We only used 5 lift bags and they weren't even the biggest ones we had. Look at the computer, we're going up. We gotta grab more lift bags from the front now that we know what we're doing. Showing off his 120-pound lift bag. Narked recovery. So if you're in the central Ohio area and you need something recovered underwater, get a hold of my buddy Ryan with Narked Recovery. You'll find him on Facebook. Right there, he doesn't quite have that hose up in that lift bag. It's getting a lot of blow by. You realize what was going on, fix that problem, you can see this lift bag fills up pretty quick. Sometimes you just gotta really shove that hose up into that lift bag so it doesn't keep popping out. As soon as that lift bag gets full, that plane starts going. That thing went up pretty quick too. You would not really want to ride this if it were any deeper than what it was. Almost got blasted with that 80 on the way up. Alright, we got the plane up out of the water, mostly. Enough to hook it up to the canoe and pull it to where we actually want it to sink. It's kind of fun to ride on, not gonna lie. Here's Ryan hooking the line up so that we can pull it with that canoe. I'm standing right on the nose of that airplane. I'm using them lift bags as armrests just to prop me up and keep me upright. It's actually a pretty nice ride.
Bags, the armrest, full lead, man. I feel like this is a union job.
cord while you're being towed out to where you're going to drop it, you really probably shouldn't be playing in something that's suspended with lift bags, but that didn't stop me and Ryan from making poor decisions. That's exactly why his fins say don't follow. Because what we're about to do is probably pretty dumb. Alright, so we're unhooking the airplane now that we're where we're supposed to be dropping it. And we're getting ready to drop this thing. Huge shout out to my buddy Brent. Thanks for coming out, getting on video, diving with us. It was nice meeting you, man.
Yeah, do the acid. And if you guys do those ones, I'll pull these ones. Because I can stand right here and pull both of those. Okay. Flattish. Hey, it seems to want to stay right side up, so that's good at least. If anything, drop the back and I'll drop the front and it might just... Because the bags ain't really enough to lift it.
You can see this thing still had air inside of it. Now, I suspect that air was from the tail section. And now that we're letting it drop tail first, all the air that was still stuck into that tail section is now coming to the front cabin area and bubbling out of the airplane. Ryan just gave me the go-ahead to drop the front bags, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the release and deflate the two front lift bags. That's 240 pounds of lift on the front. I'm going to drop it. You see as we're going down, and touchdown. The Eagle has landed. Now I say landed, but she's still moving. You'll see in just a second. Still sliding down the hill a little bit. All that silt's just washing up over the cockpit of that. Finish draining these down. Unhook these bags. Just complete silt out now. I don't know, something about diving in water where the visibility is bad. It doesn't bother me, actually. Somewhat enjoy it. And for you that don't know, that just means that I've just accepted that visibility in Ohio is crap most of the time. Usually not this bad. I have seen worse. I'm just trying to figure out how to get out of this bag. See, he's pulling the valve down. You want to keep that valve up with the string tight. There you go. Just hook them all together and let them be a surface supports problem. Bye-bye. You can see we almost dropped this on some little underwater vegetation. The fish had to come check it out. They're going to be loving this. They're right by that vegetation. I guarantee every time we come, they're going to be a ton. of fish. It's gonna be great. They like getting into stuff like this and making it their little home. See how he pushed all the air to the valve, pulled the corners in so it makes all the air go to that valve. So when he pulls this dump, it actually dumps the air out of that bag. My baggie. Alright, Ryan just gave the signal. We're thumbing the dive. Thumbs up for anybody that doesn't dive. We're going to the surface. Now you make sure that everybody on the dive is acknowledging you're thumbing it, because you don't want to accidentally leave somebody down there. And then they look around for you for about a minute before they come up. So I'm going around making sure everybody knows and we're calling the dive. Got the thumbs up. We're out of here. I thought this would be a cool little shot. That's how we were getting around, getting towed around by the canoe so we don't have to actually swim.
The golden days get the plane and the boat in the North Fork. That's been done.
Ain't wrong. I mean, you can still see it while you're diving.
Yeah.
Really cool to go under it. Jump in the little cover hole.
It went in all nice and smooth and easy.
And then it went.
That took a while. I was playing with it, letting it roll around. Walk one side, and roll that way. Walk the other side, and roll that way. If you ever get the chance to ride a sinking airplane, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Yeah. Well, make sure you got the air out of your BC at that point in time and have enough weight on you. Because I just like went up into the tail section when I did that.
I've seen boats sink faster than the boat that was made to sink.
It's still floating.
I know. Grew up on Lake Erie, I'd see boats sink every other weekend. And they go down quick. And I'm like, why didn't that
You
one?
don't want to sink a boat is when they sink.
Absolutely.
When you want to sink the boat, it doesn't fucking sink.
I'm telling you, bro. Fat chicks and beer, that's what was missing.
My feet stay down. I'll go on boats.
No boats?
I went on a fucking dolphin cruise, okay?
Well, you can clearly see that the boat didn't sink when it was supposed to.
It was a 3-tier boat. We were not supposed to be out there in the ocean. We were they have a line for a reason.
So you got to come out. You got to see a sinking airplane. What'd you think?
Well, the airplane sank pretty cool. I thought that was really unique, really cool. But it's that boat that is still floating out there, that's got holes drilled in it, counterweights in it, full of concrete, and it's still floating.
Well, you know what they say.
What do they say?
I don't know what they say, but that damn thing's still floating.
Growing up on Lake Erie, I've seen at least a boat sink every month or two. People forget to put the plug in, that boat goes straight down. But when you drill holes into it, add concrete, floats apparently.
When you try to do something, it never goes as you plan, so.
Well, the airplane went as planned, didn't it?
The airplane was interesting. I didn't think it was going to go the way it did. I mean, I kind of had a feeling it would go nose first.
I thought it would be more of like a capsize, turn turtle, and just kind of float there for a second, and then just go up.
Roll over onto one side and go down
roll over on
sideways.
one side because it had that big hole in the one side. I figured it would turn that side and just kind of use that as a vent. I didn't expect it to Titanic and bob there for a while and Jack and Rose float.
It was weird. When that thing went down, it pretty much shot me to the back because I didn't have all the air out of my BC. So I got to ride the airplane down, and
I think
thought
you
that
can
was
still ride the
interesting.
boat. You can still ride the boat. It's floating out there.
It's a good air bell. We'll use it as a. Just one of my, we're gonna come back. We're gonna get that thing to sink one day. Probably be a couple weeks, but
Yeah, well, I'm pretty far drive for me to come down here.
Probably make it happen again.
I think I'm an excuse.
Although if it's still on the top when the ice is there, that'll make things interesting. The fish, they were definitely checking stuff out while we were down there. We were stirring up some sediment and some silt.
Look at the size of that son of a bitch.
Oh, there's some big bass in here.
It's a big fish.
Well, I appreciate you coming down, doing a show with me. Nice hanging out with you again.
Appreciate you doing a show with me.
Yeah,
See?
little collaboration.
I'm on your show, you're on my show.
Now, how long till I can bring that Trans Am down here?
The way she's running right now, I got an idea how to sink that boat. To take the engine.
Engine guys. Can't live with them. Can't shoot them.
Kill him. He get a whooping, all right.
Oh, you gonna get a whooping? You're gonna get a whooping. Yeah, we could just set up a little ramp right here, change the horn, get a little Dukes of Hazzard business going on. Well, I appreciate you guys coming out and watching the show. Hope you enjoyed it, and dive with you next time.
As always, like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your friends,
Tell your enemies.
tell a perfect stranger. See you on the next one.
Have a good one.